What does it mean to be radicalized? I looked it up in the dictionary. It is to make someone become more radical, that is, extreme in their political or religious views. Now, we've often heard about radicalized Islam, Muslims who have taken their belief system to an extreme. When we hear about terrorist attacks, our politicians, our pundits, and our Muslim leaders tell us these aren't Muslims, these are radicalized Islamists. I don't need to discuss what radicalized Islamists do. What I want to talk about today is radicalized Westerners. I've called myself a radicalized Westerner. I believe firmly in protecting and defending the Judeo-Christian ethic, which is the underpinning of Western culture. This ethic and our culture happens to be fragile because it relies on people using free will and relating their decision-making to these extraordinary values and ethics. But it dawned on me, just as I was about to do this video, that there are some radicalized Westerners who are dangerous. These are people who, like Muslims, who take a fundamentalist belief of their teachings, have taken a fundamentalist belief in Western values. They believe, yes, all people are born with equal intrinsic value, all life is sacred, we do have free will, and that care for the other is very important. Love your neighbor as yourself. But when taken to an extreme, we forget that not all people want our values any more than we want theirs. How many people do you think who are what I now call the radicalized Westerners would move to, let's say, India and participate in a caste system, or move to Saudi Arabia, a Sunni state, or Iran, a Shia state, and take on their values? How long do you think it would be before their children would say, yes, I agree with Islam? Well, there are just as many people who would never agree with our value system. And we hear a lot of Muslim leaders who also tell us that Islam is not compatible with the West. And despite that statement, we have people in the West who truly believe that we can change their feelings, change their values, that in the name of tolerance, inclusion, accommodation, and diversity, we are obligated to bring people into our homes, into our country, who have told us they don't agree with us. We have taken our value system to such an extreme that we will eventually destroy Western culture. Our value system, that is mere 3,500 years old, and in the West has been here maybe 300 or 400 years, cannot sustain itself if we bring people in who do not agree with those specific values. And if we start to feel guilty and tell ourselves, well, we must bring people into our country, even though they've told us we don't agree with anything you say, then we are committing what I call suicide by democracy. We are allowing radicalized Westerners to destroy our way of life. Think about that. And if you do not know the Judeo-Christian ethic or how those values underpin Western culture, please feel free to buy my book, Back to the Ethic, Reclaiming Western Values, available on Amazon all over the world. Or follow me on the Biederman blog, Your Passionate Voice of Reason, at dianebiederman.com. We are obligated, as the carriers of Western culture, to protect and defend our way of life and find a balance between caring for the other and inviting the fox into the henhouse.